So the other night, I finished watching the 9/11 series that Tucker Carlson released, and I gotta say, bro, listen, I'm pretty young. I'm in my 20s. I wasn't born yet when 9/11 happened, but let me just say this: I've always had, because I think for myself, I always question the mainstream narrative, and I've always been skeptical of what 9/11 was, who was behind it, because I just didn't believe that, what I'm saying, a bunch of Muslims decided to, that was the only reason, because they hated us, why they did that, right? I always questioned the mainstream narrative because I just simply didn't believe that a bunch of Muslims hated us so much that they just decided to fly a bunch of planes into the towers. I just couldn't believe that narrative. But back to the video, I watched that 9/11 series, and I gotta tell you, bro, like, you have to go watch that series. Number one, it's gonna inform you a lot of what actually took place and how 9/11 was actually orchestrated and how it actually ended up happening. And number two, it's also gonna, turn a lot of those conspiracy theories that people claim were conspiracy theories. All of a sudden, you're gonna see that those conspiracy theories that they wanted you to believe that were conspiracy theories, they were actually real. And I'm gonna just put it this way: even if you're still on the back foot and you still don't believe what Tucker Carlson said in that series, even if half of that stuff is true, yeah, that's crazy. There were literally warnings, there were literally signals, and the people in our government, the people in power, did not react to it. They just let it go by. And one of the most important things to acknowledge about this as well, why 9/11 happened as well, it all came down to the fact that one of the reasons was because the government agencies didn't want to work together. Like, the CIA didn't pass information to the FBI, and basically that's what happened. That's basically one of the main reasons why 9/11 ended up actually happening on American soil. But yeah, there were documents, there were so many big signs that something imminent, an imminent attack was coming, and nobody did anything about it. And then you look at the part where Tucker Carlson highlights, the great or greatest ally. We know who that is, or who they claim to be. There were individuals, foreign nationals from this so-called greatest ally, who knew what was going to happen and were actually celebrating it while it was happening. Yeah. Crazy. And which brings me to the real issue. Why is asking these questions such a crime? Why is asking a question of, who was really behind this? What's going on here? Why is that a crime? Why do so many people freak out the moment you question the official narrative? Why are some of the documents still redacted and sealed to this day? Well, the answer to that question is very simple. The pattern is the same every single time. When something massive goes wrong, instead of transparency, we get distractions. Now, I'm not saying you have to believe everything that came out in that video and that series, but I'm just saying, clearly there's more to the story than we have been led to believe.